Well, good evening. I hope this stays here. I have the camera sort of sitting onto the mirror with a whole bunch of tape, which is the best solution I can come up with for the moment. Oh, let me throw a shirt on here. I don't want to offend anybody with my doodliness. All right, one shirt on. Yeah, all right. So, it is Friday, I think, let's see, 28th, 29th, something like that, pardon the hair. I hope this camera angle is a little better than the sort of upward facing, staring at my chin, because I'm hoping this video goes well. So, we got some new stuff. First, foremost, Barrister Mann 42 in the house. Excellent scent. We'll get to it in a second. Second, the goddamn train custom badger brush in the house. TGN knot, 26 millimeter, perhaps 25 millimeter. I forget exactly, but excellent brush. We will also get there. Finishing with fine clean vetiver. And then little witch hazel because I'm trying to finish the bottle off so I can have an excuse to get more. So let's start loading this soap here. I did not balloon it. I'm just going to throw some water, swish it around, pour it out, swish it around. And start loading here. So this soap is awesome. It's, for me, it smells like a musky lemon, or a musky, just a real heavy, I would say fairly masculine, even though I don't like putting scents into gender categories because it really doesn't matter whether you like it or not, but I would say this is a fairly masculine citrus scent. I did test Lather earlier. It's going to be very dry at first, I assume. But yeah, it's a very masculine, I wouldn't say super heavy citrus, but I would say fairly heavy citrus. If any of you have tried, I believe it's Sterling's Electric Sheep or whatever it's called. I would say it's like one step below that. Also, I haven't used a badger brush in a long time. I mean, I've used my Parker in Best Badger, but I feel like that's a bit easier to load than other badgers I've tried. And this has a significant amount more backbone than the kit that I was, I guess, was lent by Mr. Too Nice Guy because I gave it back to him. But when I told the goddamn train what I wanted, I was looking for essentially a stubby. I didn't want to pay Simpsons prices because they're just a little out of my price range at the moment, at least. I'll probably get one eventually because I have no willpower. But at this present moment, I wanted something more. Not something more, but something less. Something for less. I think that's pretty good. Looks pretty good to me. Gillette Slim 1964 with a Gillette silver blue blade in there. I'm gonna set it at a 4. No, I'm gonna set it at 5 to start, and maybe I'll go to a 4 or 3 for my second and third pass. Like I said, I did test lather this soap earlier, and I mean it performs just just as good as any other Barrister Men soap, which is, in my opinion, the best, if not top 2 soaps I've ever tried. But I'm sure amongst most of the community that's pretty well known at this point. I think the brand is quite established and really doesn't need any more plugging. So, some good things to look forward to. I know this video isn't only for Facebook or Reddit users. I do put it on both sometimes. Mostly on Reddit, but sometimes on Facebook, just because, I like an audience. Who doesn't? So, for anybody in those Facebook groups who's going to the Chicago meetup, we have 1 week left. So that's pretty exciting. And quite frankly, even if the meetup's terrible, it'll still be a good weekend because I'll be there till Wednesday, and my uncle's coming in on Sunday, and he's staying with me till Wednesday in the city. So even if the meetup is terrible, which I don't think it's going to be, but even if it is, it'll be a very good weekend. It'll be one of the last weekends for a while that I'll kind of be able to just step out of everything that's going on around me as far as getting ready for school, applications in the fall. I'm going to do minimal. I'm not going to say none, because I don't think it'd be good to do none. But I'm going to do minimal GRE studying. I'll add a little more water in there. God, it's so weird to go back to Badger when you're not used to it. It does take a little while longer to lather than the Plissons or the Plisson knot brushes, grooming company, and all those, which I have been using. I would say that even horsehair, which some of you may know that I'm a fan of at this point, or at least a fan of the one that I have, that I feel like those are even a little easier to lather than Badger brushes. However, Badger brushes are a little softer than the horsehair. I am hoping, however, for people who are attending the Chicago meetup, we'll be doing more than just those two things, because I feel like I guess I'm not going to change the setting. I forgot to. Oh well. That's fine. So yeah, I know we got, a couple of things going on, but I feel like we should, I'm sure we will, but I hope we do a little more than those couple of things that are definitely planned. As far as this weekend, just some, just some usual things going on. I got a cousin's graduation party, which is tomorrow afternoon. And then I have a lunch date with my grandmother tomorrow, which will be nice. I think, let me just see, I may only do 2 passes. I think maybe I'll just do a touch up on the neck a little bit. Oh, that's much better. That's much better. The sad thing is, however, because I'll be doing some traveling, I will not be able to do the June shaving challenge that Mr. Ragged Claw put out because I will not be willing to carry that amount of gear with me for 5 days. Unfortunately. I don't think, looking at the schedule, I don't think I have the money, or, I probably could, but I don't really want to throw down all that cash to get all those different. There's not a ton of products you need, but I thought I had it actually pretty good. And then I looked at it again 2 days ago, and I realized that I'm missing just enough where I don't think I'd be willing to go through purchasing all those soaps because I feel like already that I have too many and I don't really have the room at the moment to get too many more. I wasn't even going to pick up another soap, but then I saw 42 and I thought, you know what, maybe just the one more. I don't think I'll be picking up even the Mickey Lee stuff. That's coming up this weekend for some time. I have to say, this knot is incredibly soft. And it's got a good amount of backbone there. It's really wonderful. I have to dial in using Badger again, though. It's going to take me a little while, I think. As you can see, my lather today wasn't up to the par that it usually is. And we're at about 15 minutes now, so I'm just going to cut this out because I like to keep it around 15 minutes at the longest. So we're going to do, like I said, fine clean vetiver, little witch hazel at the end of that, and we're going to call it a night. If Will releases more of this soap, I think there's maybe like 2 of these soaps that I wouldn't definitely say to get. I mean, there's a few that I haven't tried, obviously, but of the ones that I've tried, there's only 2 that I wouldn't say, go for immediately. This one is a really good one. If you're into citrus at all, little musk, little, like a dirty citrus. This could be a good one for you. My phone's probably gonna fall. Anyways, have a good night, and I'll see you soon.